State University Global Campus Spring 2026 Hybrid Commencements. Please direct your attention toward the door as our honored guests and graduates make their entrance. Welcome. Washington State University acknowledges that its campuses are located on the homelands of Native people who have lived in this region since time immemorial. We express our respect and gratitude to these original and current caretakers and are committed to fostering relationships based on trust, respect, and reciprocity. As a land-grant institution, we reaffirm our commitment to reconciliation. The Office of Tribal Relations and Native American Programs guides our efforts to support tribal sovereignty and the inclusion of Native voices in our teaching, research, and programs. Today is a day of celebration not just for our graduates, but for all those who serve our country. It's Armed Forces Day, and as we come together to mark this milestone, let's also take a moment to honor the brave individuals who dedicate themselves to protecting our nation. If you are a service member, a veteran, or a family member of someone in the armed forces, would you please stand and be recognized? We thank you for your courage and commitment. Your sacrifices inspire us all. You remind us what it truly means to serve something greater than ourselves. Thank you. Please be seated. As we celebrate our graduates, we also honor Asian Pacific Islander Heritage Month, recognizing the rich histories, cultures, and contributions of Asian Americans, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander communities. Their resilience, creativity, and leadership strengthen our campuses and our collective future. Now please welcome to the stage our Washington State University Global Campus Chancellor, Dr. Dave Saleh.
Well, good morning. I'm so glad you all could make it. Before I begin, I want to introduce our stage party. We have the WSU President, Elizabeth Cantwell, WSU Student Body President, Hannah Kramer, WSU Global Alumni Commencement Speaker, Jerry Iblarosa Tunnell. All right. And then WSU Alumni Association Representative Katie Kane, and of course, our WSU Student Regent, Amina Hussein. And I have to say, this is the very first Global Campus graduation ceremony that a WSU president has attended. So it is an honor to be here. So before we begin, I do have to say this is one of my favorite days. There's so much excitement, so much energy, so much anticipation. It's amazing the journey that you all have been on, and it's so fun, interesting to hear the stories. And just one star in the galaxy story. It happened last year. Was an individual. He was a naval officer. He was attending the Vancouver campus. He got promoted. He moved to the global campus to finish his degree. He was planning on attending the global campus ceremony here last year, but his newborn daughter had other plans. Right. His wife went into labor on Friday, the Friday before graduation on Saturday. And he said, well, all right, I guess I won't be able to attend. And his wife said, what are you talking about? You've worked too hard. You've planned for this. This is something you've been pursuing for so many years. You have to attend. Global's got a virtual graduation. We'll do that. So you'll see through our graduation ceremony, there are folks who are in-house and there are folks who are going to be online. And on this screen, when his name was announced, Chris and Kim showed up. They were in her delivery room. He was in his regalia holding his newborn daughter, and she was holding his diploma from the bed that she was laying in. It brought the house down. It was so amazing. And it's just an example of Cougs find a way. There's an obstacle, we overcome it. It's impressive. So with that, I have a favor. I ask that you be present. Sometimes with these type of things, there's a tendency to kind of want to rush through it, get done, go on. You gotta realize, for most of you, if not all of you, this is the only time you're going to participate in a graduation ceremony as the center of attention. Be present. Enjoy it. Enjoy all of it because it's for you. So with that, go Cougs.
Please welcome our Washington State University President, Dr. Elizabeth Cantwell.
I am so pleased to be here at Global Cougs. It is an amazing moment. I have traveled the state, going to every graduation this year, and this is the final one that I get to attend this year, and the final one for the entire system. And I think every graduating class is different. What is different about all of you is you are not place-bound with regard to your education. You are place-bound with regard to your life. And that makes you fierce warriors, all of you. So thank you for that. Before I begin, I'm going to do a little speech, so hang on to your hats. And I'm doing it from my phone, which I'm not quite used to, but will be good. And I would underscore what Chancellor Soleil said. This is an important moment, both historically and in your lives. Two things are coming together of historical impact, and I want to just point that out to you. Before I begin, I want to take a moment to honor Regent Sam Hunt. He was one of our regents, and he passed recently. I'm not going to say a lot about him, but I really think that you should look him up if you have any interest in public service as a career goal. He was amazing, and he was an amazing Coug. So I honor Sam Hunt, and I encourage you to read about him. So, all right, graduates, I'm going to be direct. You are not graduating into a stable world. If anyone tells you that you are, they're not telling you the truth. You're walking into a moment of historical disruption, definitely technological, political, economic, social, on every front. There are many people who are trying to figure out how to get us all through this, but the rules are coming undone, and I don't want to underemphasize that. That is actually happening. So this is, in that context, not a time to be afraid. It's a time to act, and more importantly, to build. The new rules are, quite honestly, up to you. What I really want you to remember is that that is exactly why you, at this moment, are going to do well. What you have learned from WSU as a land grant isn't just content. And I know you all know this, but you have learned how to deal with pressure. You have learned how to adapt when plans fall apart. You have learned how to keep moving even when you don't have all the answers and no one around you has all the answers. And those skill sets are the skill sets that win right now. It's the skill set of being able to move forward even when you don't know everything, and definitely when everything is not settled. Hopefully, we've given you the core of what a land-grant university is: real work, real problems, and real impact. So effort and engagement is much more important right now than being right. Whether you planned for this or not, many of you will be the next generation of leaders. So I encourage you to really get out there in the world and very quickly kind of understand how little people have this figured out. It is not a figured out world. So there will be a moment when you have a choice. And I hope that we've prepared you. I believe that is our goal, is to have prepared you for that moment where you can, and I don't denigrate this choice, sit back and wait and watch, and maybe wait to be in a place where somebody else knows more than you do. There are moments for that, but there are far more moments now where we need you to step forward and start shaping what happens next. So I encourage you to find the courage to step forward. All right, look around you for a second. The people next to you may never have been in the same room with them before, but you all did this together. You don't need a long list of acknowledgments from me, but I do want to I want to acknowledge a bunch of people in this audience who are here for you, and then have a show of hands. So we have parents here. We have grandparents. We have great-grandparents. We may have great-great-grandparents. That has happened. We have many of your children in this audience. We have your friends, your spouses, your extended family, your partners. We see all of you, family, partners, friends, children, and we acknowledge how much you put into getting your person here. If we could thank all of them, graduates. Make sure that you show up for them in return. There is one more group of people. We'll do one more acknowledgement because an awful lot of people, faculty, staff, administrative personnel at WSU put a lot of themselves into making sure that you get here. This is our promise when you come to us, and we feel much better when you have actually made it because we have lived up to our promise. So a quick show of hands for all of our faculty and staff. And I am almost done. I will say, don't lose what is a community that will be here for you for the rest of your life. We often call WSU home or coming home. We have many locations, but we have community everywhere and always. This is the place that we, I hope, put you to work on real things that matter. Find your way back now and then. We are here for you. So the last thing I want you to remember, really, if you remember nothing else about what Dr. Cantwell said, is you don't need and probably will not find a clear path for how to move forward. You really do need the willingness to start. That's how the future will get built. It will get built by you. We are all so very proud of you. So get out there and build the future. Go Cougs!
Now please welcome ASWSU Global President Hannah Kramer.
My dear fellow graduates, it's an honor to be able to speak to you today as your 2025 to 2026 student body president. Not only this, but to walk amongst you as your peer and classmate. To the graduating class here today, it may feel redundant to congratulate you once again on this grand achievement. While many influenced and perhaps supported your efforts, it is those ready to move their tassels that I personally applaud at present. Washington State University strives to produce excellent students, but it is my position that you came into this university already sorted amongst the classes of excellent people. Graduates, in order to make my final persuasive argument, I'd like to tell you about a young girl who was around 10 years old. The year was 2009. Hannah Montana was in its third season on Disney Channel. Club Penguin was the primary hangout spot, and James Cameron's first installment of Avatar was in theaters. It was in this tumultuous time of girlhood that this child began making movies with her cousins and started a production company, the end goal being that of Hollywood stardom. You may think that I share this story to remind and encourage you to follow your dreams. If I may spoil this reverie for you slightly, I'll reveal that this young girl was and is myself. It may shock you, but it also may be clear that I'm not graduating from film school today. You see, the message is entirely against the notion of dreamers. The moral of this story is that I'm a perfectionist. Perhaps you can relate. As students of a global campus, we have sat for hours working on PowerPoints, discussion posts, papers, and postulations. Many of us have spent long nights enslaved to our homework after a long day of 9-to-5 work. Others were perhaps forced to listen to the audio form of their text while they fed their children mac and cheese. You see, it is here that we find the beautiful thing about the global population of Washington State University, our lack of mold, our lack of tradition, and the distinctive characteristics of our life that brought us here. Despite these pieces of excellence that have woven the tapestry of our lives, a single thread ties us again in our efforts. We are all mortal humans. For me, this perfectionist side of my brain has latched itself onto this singular concept. Like we explored, I've often accompanied each of you as I sat for hours, slaved to my studies. And for other hours, I have sat paralyzed by the thousands of paths I could take with my life. As we prepare to leave these academic halls, we may be pondering on the desire to be everything and the immobilizing fear that often tells us to do nothing because of it. Who should we be striving to be in a world full of infinite possibilities? There are many words of encouragement that could suffice to calm these fears. Let us begin with the notion of hard work. It is no secret, nor will it be a surprise, that you will all work hard. Many of us have likely heard the repeating refrains of what diligent effort can achieve. Washington State University has a reputation for curating a culture of innovators and intellectuals, those who will go out and quite truly try and make their mark. We could then look to the dreamers and hopefuls. It was Steve Jobs, to the graduating class of 2005, who said, quote, "Most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become," end quote. It is here, again, I find myself claiming, of course, Washington State University will produce those practically spilling with ideas. As a land-grant institution, we are encouraged as students to think big and apply those theories. So what words of encouragement could I give on the subject of perfectionistic and crippling fears to a room full of dreamers, hopefuls, and hard workers? It is here that I wish to quote the cardiac surgeon Russell M. Nelson, quote, "Imagine how different our world could be if more of us were peacemakers, building bridges of understanding rather than walls of prejudice, especially with those who may see the world differently than we do," end quote. As graduates of Washington State University, we will all go out into the world with the notion of work, of becoming intellectual trendsetters, and of cultivating a life of dreaming. But, you see, not all of us will be kind. Not all of us will be coworkers known for support and loving patience. And at the end of it, kindness and love are what truly lead to a life of purpose amidst a sea of boundless opportunities. It is here I wish to turn our minds back to that young girl who can be classified as a dreamer. As I began clearing out my Google Drive ahead of graduation, I stumbled upon a script I had written in that dusty summer of 2009. I asked myself, why didn't I finish it? Where did those ideas land that led to my psychology program today? While that story holds place for another time, perhaps the short of it is that the script was not perfect enough to come to fruition. But 26-year-old Hannah's balm to her perfectionist fears of the future are contained in a singular line from her 10-year-old brain in that imperfect script. Quote, "Growing up isn't about having answers. It's about asking better questions and never forgetting that one day love may be all you get to leave behind," end quote. To my classmates, I urge you to continue in the world in, as Mr. Rogers would say, a life meant for service. Do not abandon the virtues of life in pursuit of corporate success or in the face of the financial parameters that define the world we walk within. We all come into and leave this world in the same way. As academics, we have been taught how to critically question this experience and those we will come to have. Today and always, critically question your character and actions as well. Lead a life full of love and innate kindness. I maintain that some of the best people, and those we look up to most, are those who never went a day without thinking of their fellow men. To quote Russell M. Nelson again, quote, "Anger never persuades, hostility never heals, and contention never leads to lasting solutions," end quote. In the face of possibilities, in the midst of perfectionism, and when confronted with fear, may we each remember that, as a young screenwriter once said, all you get to leave behind is love. Congratulations to the class of 2026. May you celebrate yourselves, those who supported you along the way, and a life rich with possibility. Thank you.
Please welcome Dr. Jerry Ibalarosa Tonell, 2012 Global Campus alumnus.
Aloha, everyone. So welcome, distinguished faculty, esteemed guests, proud families, and most importantly, the graduates of Washington State University Global Campus. So it is a profound honor to stand before you today, because today is more than a celebration of academic achievement. It is a recognition of resilience, sacrifice, discipline, and determination that brought each of you to this moment. And not only honoring what you accomplished, but who you discovered yourself to be along the way. To the families, mentors, and loved ones who supported these graduates, this moment belongs to you too. Your encouragement, patience, and belief helped carry all of these graduates here today. So to the graduates, as those of you who shared stories last night, today is not an ending, it is a crossing from who you have been into who you are called to become. 15 years ago, I graduated from WSU Global, carrying a mix of hope, uncertainty, and this feeling that maybe my life was meant for something more. And back then, graduation looked a little different for us global campus students. We kind of got folded in with the other Cougs over in Pullman. And we had a small dinner the night before, not anything like the celebration we had last night. So nice work, WSU Global. This is what perseverance and growth looks like. So at that dinner 15 years ago, I stood in front of a small audience as the student speaker. So standing here today as your commencement speaker and as a 2025 distinguished alum, this feels incredibly surreal to be here. And I wouldn't be able to do this. I give all thanks to the ancestors and my ohana for having my back through all of those journeys. And so talk about a full circle moment. This is it. So thank you, Andrea Donnerworth and the entire team for trusting me with this honor. I truly don't take it lightly. And being here today reminds me, and I hope it reminds all of you, that there's no one timeline for greatness. Life doesn't move in a straight line. Sometimes we pause, sometimes we fall down, and sometimes life pulls us in a direction we never expected. And sometimes the longer road is the very thing that shapes us into who we were always meant to become. And my path back to school was not linear. Life called me into hardship, healing, responsibility, and growth. And when I returned to WSU Global, I realized I was never behind. I had simply lived more life. And some of you may know exactly what that journey feels like. So there is courage in returning to yourself, courage in beginning again, and courage in refusing to give up on your future. So before we go any further, I just want to pause, and I just want to invite you to just take one breath together. So can we do that? Just inhale and exhale. Whew, that feels good. That feels good. So I wanted to share this with you because in Aloha, everything begins with breath. Alo is presence, and ha is the breath of life. And aloha is more than just a greeting. It is an act of being fully present with one another. We are recognizing something deeper, that the same breath moving through me is moving through all of you, and that is sacred. It moves through the land, and it moves through everything that connects us. And it is from this place of connection that I want to speak to you today. Because as you sit here surrounded by those who love and believe in you, you carry the culmination of years of perseverance, doubt, sacrifice, and determination. And so graduates, like you've heard before, today is not the finish line. Today is the moment you are entrusted with kuleana, the responsibility for how you will show up in a world that is changing rapidly, a world where certainty is fading, systems are being challenged, and humanity is being asked to rethink how we live, lead, and care for one another. And in times like these, knowledge alone is not enough. We need a way to move through the world with intention, integrity, and humanity. And so the gift I offer you today is more than inspiration. It is a practice, a way of navigating life, your leadership, your relationships, and your purpose with greater awareness of who you are and the impact that you will leave behind. And so I share this through the guiding principles of Aloha, A-L-O-H-A. A is to ask. Stay curious, my friends. Because when we stop asking questions, we start assuming. Real asking takes humility, the courage to say, I don't know yet, but I'm willing to learn. Ask about justice. Ask about healing. Ask, who are you becoming? Because the moment you stop asking, you stop growing. L is to listen. Listen to understand, not just respond. And real listening requires your presence. And when you truly listen, you begin to see the humanity in people, even when you disagree. The world doesn't need louder voices. It needs deeper listeners. Always to observe. Observe what is happening within you, your body, your breath, your emotions. They all carry intelligence. Pay attention to what activates you, what grounds you, and what brings you back to your center. Because self-awareness is essential in a world that is moving so fast. H is for heart. Return to your heart, my friends, again and again and again. Because there will be moments when logic alone cannot guide you. You will feel anger, you will feel grief and injustice. But please don't let those harden you. Let them deepen your compassion and strengthen your courage. Because if you lose heart, you lose your way. And the final A in Aloha is for adapt. Not by losing yourself, but by growing into who you are becoming. The world will change, and so will you. And adaptation is not weakness, it is wisdom. Your impact will come from the ability to move through change with intention, integrity, and purpose. So graduates, if you remember nothing else from today, remember ALOHA. Aloha is not just something you say. It is something you practice in every conversation, in every decision, and every moment. Ask, listen, observe, heart focus, adapt. And when you do, you don't just succeed, you create change. And I want to leave you with one final question that I want you to ponder. What kind of ancestor will you be? Because one day, someone will inherit the world that you helped shape. And that future begins with how you choose to live right now. So as you leave this place today, carry your knowledge with pride, your journey with humility, and carry your breath with every intention. Because every breath you take is an opportunity to practice aloha. And the world needs that now more than ever. So congratulations, graduates. Go forward. Always lead with aloha. And go Cougs!
Please welcome Global Campus alumna Katie Kane, WSU Alumni Association past board president and 2014 Global Campus grad.
I am 100% so very excited to be here with you today. Congratulations to the graduating class of 2026. As a past president of the Alumni Association Board of Directors and a extremely proud 2014 WSU Global Campus grad, it is my honor today to welcome you to the Cougar alumni family. Today, you officially join a network that is over 250,000 strong. No matter where you are in the world, That connection means something. Being a Coug is not tied to one place. It's a community you carry with you. I like to say that being a Coug isn't about where you are, it's about who you are. As you step into what comes next, it's important to recognize that this transition can feel quite uncertain. Some of you may already have jobs or plans in place, while others are still figuring things out. And wherever you are on that journey, it's all okay. More importantly, you're not doing it alone. We've talked about your family, your friends, your support system, but the WSU Alumni Association is here as a resource for you as well. It will offer another support system and a network ready to help you navigate those next steps. One of the most valuable things you can gain today is access to that network. There are Cougs in cities you want to move to and in the industries you want to break into. Through tools like Cougs Connect, pick this up on the table outside, there's a QR code. You can reach out, build relationships, create opportunities. It's all free, so you're not gonna end up in some subscription thing. It's designed to help you take those first steps after graduation, and it does not matter where you are located. In addition, the WSUAA has over 52 chapters and clubs across the country. These are both geographic and affinity-based, which makes finding community wherever you go that much easier. For global campus graduates especially, this is a way to turn that wide virtual experience into real in-person connections when and where you want them. And staying involved is simple. Alumni programs and events are designed to bring Cougs together, to build those relationships and create opportunities without barriers. They are a chance to show up, meet people, stay connected, and whether that's online or in your local community. The Alumni Association exists to support you, especially as a recent grad. The network is here to help you grow, both personally and professionally, because we're Cougs, and we help each other. Cougs help Cougs. That is absolutely what we do. Once again, congratulations. So proud of you, and we are excited for you, and we're here for you. Welcome to the Cougar alumni family, and can I get a go Cougs? Yes.
Thank you, Katie. Please welcome back WSU Global Campus Chancellor Dave Saleh. Will the first row of graduates please stand and prepare to be led to the stage? Calling the names of our graduates today are Global Campus Advisors Rebecca Stull and Lacey Bonilla.
You know, I remember my first graduation ceremony that I went to. I think it was probably 25 years ago. And my son was 5 at the time, and I came out in my regalia, and he said, "Dad, are you going to Hogwarts?" I laughed and thought, no. But you know, today it is kind of magical. And if I think about, again, the journeys, and this is a theme here, your life, our lives are about choices. Every day, you're forced to make a decision of yes and no, or maybe. And those choices shape who you are and who you'll become. And I think about the journey that you all engaged in. And it would have been understandable if you would have said, you know, I work a full-time job. How could I possibly go to college? But you didn't. That's a choice. It would have been understandable to say, you know, I've got a family. I got young kids at home. How could I possibly find the time to study? You didn't. That's a choice. You could have said, and it would have been understandable, you know, I'm about to be deployed. How could I possibly be the first person in my family to get a college degree? Or, hey, I started this thing 10 years ago and it didn't work out so good. How could I possibly go back to college? But you didn't. And that's a choice. You made a choice to come to Washington State University. You all made the same choice to finish your college degree. Congratulations. And I don't know if it's sunk in yet. You're a college graduate, right? You're a college graduate. You've started what very, very few people in this world start, and you finished what even fewer finish. You are a college graduate. More importantly, you are a graduate of the best university in this country, Washington State University. You are a Coug. And you got to understand, you're part of something bigger. You are part of a Cougar family that spans the globe, that's there to support you for the rest of your life. As an example, again, I've got a lot of them, but this one just stuck with me. So I was on vacation with my wife. We were in Maui, in Hawaii, and I was at a local convenience store getting a Cougar beverage of choice, whatever that might be. And I was standing in line, and I was wearing my Cougar hat because I'm bald, and I didn't want to get a sunburn. And behind me, I hear, "Go Cougs." I turn around, there's a young lady. I say, "Go Cougs" back. We start talking. She was actually a graduate who lived on the island of the WSU Global Campus. And we started talking, and she invited me. WSU was playing Stanford that day. Her family member owned a restaurant. They were coming over, and they were going to celebrate by having a watch party with friends and family. She asked if my wife and I wanted to go. We said, of course. We went. We had a great time. But think about it. I'm a total stranger. She does not know who I am, doesn't know who my wife is, but yet I'm a Coug. She's a Coug. I'm part of the family. You're part of the family. Go Cougs.
Master of Engineering and Technology Management.
Testing. Guy Miller. John Baldwin. Derek Held. David Polichak. John Kimani. Kimberly Hartwig. James Moreland. Mohammed Hamza. Hinak Mengusha. Ravina Chavan.
Professional Science Masters in Electrical Power Engineering.
Joining us virtually, Ryan Bausox.
Master of Arts in Strategic Communication.
Tiffany Ricciardi. Marie Willender. Ariana Lake. Kirsten Kimina.
Bachelor of Arts in Strategic Communication.
Rochelle David. Adrian Munoz. Evan Anderson. Joining us virtually, Rebecca Spicer. Tayana Finney.
Bachelor of Arts in Journalism and Media Production.
Angelique Anderson.
Masters of Science in Agriculture.
Christina Dubas. Antonio Rodriguez.
Masters of Business Administration.
Brian Belial. Michael Kelly. Joining us virtually, Hia Lam. Sunny Sayan. Savannah Jensen. Olivia Eldridge. Sophia Onar. Ria Sager. Eric Sena Nayoka. Hayden Lee.
Bachelor of Arts in Human Development.
Drew Haddix. Brianna Carlson. Joining virtually, Alyssa Alvarez. Krista Walgren. Kiera Myers. Tularosa Jackson. Kayliana Neville.
Bachelor of Arts in Anthropology.
Jamie LeBlanc. Rachel Munn. Kelly McGinley Ash. Sarah Rulon. Melissa Latham. Olivia Silva.
Bachelor of Arts in Criminal Justice and Criminology.
Jordan Weber. Tikva Meeks. Jennifer Finley. Jada Jones Pouchon. Stanley Hughes III. Samuel Madrid. Joseph Moore. Miranda Dorado.
Bachelor of Science in Data Analytics.
Nia Wheeler. Ling Jean. Joining virtually, Maxwell Yenny.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Daniel Contreras, summa cum laude. Bridget Morgan Sky Breheny, also earning a second degree in a Bachelor of Arts in Sociology. Cedric Philpott.
If you don't know by now, then we get to tell you.
Alyssa Miller. Sarah Orozco, magna cum laude. Carlita Vilches, magna cum laude.
Bachelor of Science in Earth and Environmental Science.
Ethan Lundquist. Jaden Goodman, summa cum laude.
Bachelor of Arts in English.
Skylar Todd. Cum laude. Yvette Walker, magna cum laude. Madeline McMillan, magna cum laude. Brooke Asbury, cum laude. Gabrielle Skirka, magna cum laude. Adriana Torres, magna cum laude. Josephine Rushmer, summa cum laude. Samantha Bailey. Bryce Bremer, summa cum laude. Viana Pierce. Jaden Brinston.
Bachelor of Arts in History.
Darian Corcoran Clark, cum laude. Melissa Grant, summa cum laude. Joining us virtually, Christine Romudka, summa cum laude. Shelby Albee, magna cum laude. David Edwards, summa cum laude. Arthur Williams.
Bachelor of Arts in Humanities.
Deanna Oliver. Daniel Mayo. Joining us virtually, Sydney Lynn Smith, summa cum laude. Abby Puntillo, magna cum laude. Brian Johnson. Joining us virtually, Jessica Shore. Ian Shaw, summa cum laude.
Bachelor of Arts in Political Science.
Shawnee Connolly, magna cum laude. Bada Ashalti. Elizabeth Nunley, cum laude. Samara Sarte, cum laude. Faith Graff, magna cum laude. Shaquille Khalid.
Bachelor of Science in Psychology.
Rebecca Morrison, summa cum laude. Hannah Kramer, summa cum laude. Joining us virtually, Sean Kastner, magna cum laude. Catherine Desiree Laura Yaden. Liliana Romero. Liliana Romero. Joining us virtually, Karina Ramirez. Johanna Jensen, magna cum laude. Skylar Brady, summa cum laude. Melissa Kerrigan, summa cum laude. Bernice Elizabeth Vellis. Kelsey Forney. Samantha Baxter, summa cum laude. Benjamin Colby, summa cum laude. Alessandro Domingos Silva Filho. Cecilia Johnson. Ali Velasco, summa cum laude. Elijah Jackson, summa cum laude. Shabnam Fakhri, cum laude. Kayla Greisinger, magna cum laude. Valerie Reevy, Bachelor of Science in Psychology and Bachelor's of Arts in English, magna cum laude. Emma Stevens, magna cum laude. Bernadette Utterback, summa cum laude. Monica Hernandez. Tanaya Korndorfer, summa cum laude. Maria de Jesus Huerta Vasquez. Denise Jimenez Gomez, magna cum laude. Umbreen Samuel, summa cum laude. Rachel Filler, summa cum laude. Callie Leifer. Isabella Mata, Bachelor's of Arts in Criminal Justice and Bachelor of Science in Psychology. La Destiny Kyler, cum laude. Kaylee Bird, cum laude. Monica Stewart, magna cum laude. Audrey Carlson. Jamie Martinez. Eileen Murillo. Shane Sawyer. Morgan Dubel.
Bachelor of Arts in Social Sciences.
Camille Galden. Jack Milroy. Bridget Blackmore, summa cum laude. Karen Sigrid Pelletier, summa cum laude. Kathy Reed. Dela Culp, summa cum laude. Sophia Dandin, summa cum laude. Mark Brown. Rickshell Butler March, summa cum laude. Jordanos Arigawi.
Bachelor of Arts in Sociology.
Sarah Camp, summa cum laude. Martha Alicia Martinez.
Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration.
Cheyenne Jackson. Mataspia Gameda, cum laude. Joining virtually, Sierra Story. Chenille Slew. Jasmine Reyna, magna cum laude. Joining virtually, Kirsten Rideout, magna cum laude. Bridget Simmons. Emma Downs. Joining virtually, Jocelyn Roberson. Marissa Singh. Altania Vallasalas. Joining virtually, Jacob Rome. Cecilia Alcaraz-Santos, cum laude. Elizabeth Yanez Guzman, cum laude. Dawit Murrah. Adam Demures, cum laude. Ikra Ahmed. Alexis Houston. Dan Layden. Summa cum laude. Jennifer Bixby, summa cum laude. Adela Kongdara. Clay Capel, cum laude. Matthew Ferguson, magna cum laude. Candy Kelly, cum laude. Tatiana Manivan. Ni Win, magna cum laude. Brandon Gonzalez. Isaac Osmak, magna cum laude. Lane Hayworth, cum laude. Avery Clark, summa cum laude. Zachary Shane Gates. Mirka Martinez, magna cum laude. Jafar Kadim, cum laude. Trevor Loreth, magna cum laude.
Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering.
Jabin Dryden.
Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering.
James Marco Bartolome Sanchez. Chris Duckworth. Anthony Little, magna cum laude. Jacqueline Conger, summa cum laude. Santiago Alvarez, magna cum laude. Daniel Trudeau, summa cum laude.
And Bachelor of Science in Biology.
Joining us virtually, Ariel Pereira.
To celebrate the end of our ceremony, we'd like you all to join in the singing of the Cougar Fight song. Words will be shown on the screens and can be found in the digital program as well. We hope everybody will please stand and clap along enthusiastically.
Okay, we are at the finish line, folks. We've got one more test before we move those tassels. Okay? So you're in Washington, D.C. You see Senator Murray, Congressman Baumgartner, and Congressman Newhouse come down the steps of the Capitol. You've got on a brand new quarter-zip pullover Coug outerwear. It's beautiful. All three of them in unison, Cougs, by the way, say, "Go Cougs." What do you say back? Come on, graduates, a little louder. What do you say back? All right. Two more tests. All right. So you're in New Orleans in 2028. The Cougars had made it to the National Football Championship, and they're playing. Who cares? We're in the National Championship. We don't care who they're playing. You see President Catwheel doing cartwheels around the stadium. You can tell it's her because she's got on these beautiful crimson and gray Cougar tennis shoes. What do you say to her? Fantastic. Okay, last one. You're leaving here. You're walking out with family and friends. You're walking down the street, and a gentleman in a Huskies hat passes you by. What do you say? Nothing. You have way too much class for that. All right. It is my honor to present this graduating class. Graduates, would you please move your tassel to the left-hand side of your cap? It is my honor to present to you the graduating class from Washington State University in 2026. Go Cougs! All right. I think we're going to do the processional one more time. Do you guys want to get in line over here and walk up on stage? No, I'm just kidding. Okay. All right. That concludes the ceremony for today. I think there's an orderly. No, there is no orderly exit. You can leave at will, it sounds like. All right. Congratulations.